Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for watching today. This is Friday, May 28th. My name is Bruce Dickey, and I do appreciate y'all tuning in today to watch our Big Talk. This is, of course, like I said, it's Friday, so that means it's our weekly Take the Points edition. So we're going to talk sports today. I say we, that is the royal we, as I'm having to shoot this a little bit early on Wednesday. Gonna be out of town on Thursday, and I'll be back on Friday, but won't be in time to do the show. But this is so yeah. All right, you got me. I'm shooting this on Wednesday afternoon, so we'll just move on from that salient point, and we'll talk about today. We are going to talk about the Sweet 16 in basketball, NCAA basketball, as well the baseball season. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, of the studio audience. Take a look at the Argyle Cardinals jacket. I just love it. It's one of my favorites, and it's the baseball season opens. I wish we had better things to talk about than what the Cardinals are going to be doing. But we do have better things to talk about than what the Cardinals are going to be doing. It's going to be a lot of fun today. We're going to talk baseball. We're going to talk basketball. Going to have a great time. But first, let's talk community events. Here on Friday, I got to tell you, I was shocked of the amount of items that I could not find for Friday, March 28th. The one thing that I know for sure, usually at the end of the month and late in or spring or early spring, March and April, you typically get the fish fries all over the place. I couldn't find any fish fries except for one, and it wasn't on any of the websites that I go to for events. I just drove by and saw the sign in Fairfield, the rural firemen having their annual fish fry. They usually, I thought they did it on Good Friday, but they're doing it. Maybe they do it the last Friday of March. They're having their annual fish fry today. Do you know where the building is? By the way, I've gone to this fish fry numerous times, and it's fish, it's river taters. If you haven't had river taters, they are the bomb. They're the real deal. Fish, river taters, along with hush puppies, and just a wonderful assortment. They go in there. I think they were calling for $12 a plate, and again, that's down in Fairfield at the Rural Fire Department building. The Rural Fire Department building is on the east side of town, actually just past where the Y is. So it's on the very far east side of Fairfield. You'll see, you won't be able to miss it. You'll see a gob of cars. I think they're starting like 1 or 2 in the afternoon doing lunch, and they're going to go all the way through 7 o'clock at night. Like I said, you're going to see a boatload of cars. Even if you can't park close, usually those fellas have golf carts going and bringing you back and forth through your car. So give that one a shot there in Fairfield this evening on Friday the 28th. What else going on Friday the 28th? Well, up in Effingham at the Effingham Performance Center at 7 o'clock tonight, they said it's not a concert. It's a party. The Drifters, the Platters, and the Coasters, Cornell Gunter's Coasters, will be there. Spend a nostalgic evening going back in time with 3 of the world's best and the most beloved musical groups, doo-wop, rock and roll sound with such incredible musical diversity. The Coasters, the Platters, and the Drifters have songs to please every palate, hits including, I tell you what, this stack of hits, they'll keep you happy all night long. You might want to throw your shoes off and just act like you're at the sock hop, or the sock hop. I said sock hop, sock hop. Doesn't make sense. How about the sock hop? It'll be the Drifters and Coasters, the Platters, hits like Charlie Brown, Yakety Yak, Don't Talk Back, Poison Ivy, Only You, Smoke gets in your eyes. The Great Pretender. What a great song. The Great Pretender is Under the Boardwalk, Up on the Roof, and This Magic Moment, as well as On Broadway. What an outstanding assortment of songs you'll be able to hear tonight at the Effingham Performance Center. What else going on? I had these folks on the show a couple of weeks ago. Howard Manuel was here along with Parker Wolf, and they were talking about down in DuQuoin tonight. It is the Extreme Bull Bash. The Extreme Bull Bash, the rodeo at 6 p.m. and the concert at 9 p.m. Drew Baldridge, one of the big few folks, big new hits in country music. He will be the performer tonight in the country show starting at 9 o'clock. His single, She's Somebody's Daughter, rose to number 1 on the country charts, becoming the first self-released debut single to achieve that. And ladies and gentlemen, he's from Patoka. He's from Patoka, Illinois. I called this kid's basketball games when he was playing basketball. I remember doing that years ago. I think I remember that was when Patoka was still playing in the Conrad Allen Holiday Tournament. You can't miss it. It's going to be a ton of fun. And that is tonight. Now, tomorrow night, also in DuQuoin at the DuQuoin State Fairgrounds. It is the Extreme Bull Bash again. It's a 2-night event. And tomorrow night, the rodeo at 6 o'clock again, concert at 9 o'clock. You aren't going to want to miss that concert either. Tomorrow night, it is Trace Adkins. Trace Adkins, what a superstar, country superstar. Trace Adkins playing tomorrow night after the big bull bash. You're going to want to get there early enough to see the bulls anyway. Go to Wolf Cattle Company, find the Extreme Bull Bash thing, and it'll tell you all kinds of information about both tonight and tomorrow night. Going to be a ton of fun if you want to make the short drive down to DuQuoin. What else going on? On Saturday, Bedford Township Fire Department Spring Fish Fry event. Another fish fry, another township fire department doing it. Bedford Township, that's Sisney. Easy to find. Right downtown. It's going to be at the Sisney Fire Department there on Railroad Street in Sisney. As you're making the turn, just keep going straight. You won't, if you're coming from the north, just keep going straight. You won't miss it. If you're coming from the south, whenever you see the angling road, take the angling road. It'll take you right to it. You can't miss it. The Bedford Township Fire Department holding their annual Spring Fish Fry on Saturday, March 29th, starting at 4 p.m. Dinner includes golden fried fish, hush puppies, fries, slaw, and a drink. Cost is $13 a person. Dinner is held at the fire department on the west side of the Sisney Square. The proceeds go to buying new equipment. What a wonderful cause. Buying new equipment for the fire department and for the firefighters. How about that? Speaking of fire departments holding big events, how about over in Bone Gap? Edwards County or Wabash County? I think Bone Gap's in Edwards County, just on the edge there, on the northeast edge of Edwards County. The Bone Gap Volunteer Fire Department hosting their annual chicken barbecue. It's a drive-through event only, and the price is a free will donation. Serving starts at 4 p.m. Probably go, they say, till 7, but I bet you if they run out of food, well, they can't keep going if they run out of food. But that's the Bone Gap Volunteer Fire Department Chicken Barbecue. Wonderful. Saturday afternoon at 4 p.m. How about a bake sale over in Salem? I don't usually talk about bake sales. This is a good one, though. It goes to the years-long mission projects for the Trinity United Methodist Church. It's on Saturday from 10 a.m. until 12 p.m. This is 10 a.m. until noon on Saturday morning over in Salem at the Trinity United Methodist Church. You know where that is. It's at 1000 West Boone Street over there in Salem. And again, the proceeds go to their mission project. What other event? I tell you what, this one really tugs your heartstrings. This is a fundraising. It's a fundraising event for Walker and Rosie Bryan Memorial Fun Park. Now, the fun park's going to be in Beecher City, but the fundraiser is at the T-Town Banquet Hall there in Teutopolis. The Teutopolis Banquet Hall. Of course, you know that's the Knights of Columbus. They're in T-Town. It'll be from 4. It starts at 4 o'clock today. And well, let me just read how they're talking about this, because this is a wonderful event. A legacy reflects an individual's passion, values, and true character for years to come. Unfortunately, tragedy can strip us of these fond memories and ultimately negatively affect a legacy. Here at this event, the aim is to highlight the inspirational legacy of Walker and Rosie Bryan despite the setting of the tragedy. Walker and Rosie Bryan were two beautiful young children, souls, who left us too early on September 29th, 2023, alongside their father, Kenny Bryan. The siblings lost their lives in that horrendous anhydrous leak in T-Town. The tragic event shook several South Central Illinois counties and communities, reminding everybody about the sanctity and brevity of life. Walker and Rosie were much more than just the victims of a tragedy. Walker was a 10-year-old boy full of life. He loved his bike, helped with community events, and as well as to be with family. Rosie was an energetic, larger-than-life 7-year-old. She was the life of the party who loved art, dancing, and making others laugh. What a beautiful legacy. They were adored by their family and loved tremendously by all who knew them. Living in Beecher City, in the Beecher City community, you could often find them at the community events in the park and the track to honor their legacy. In addition to the Beecher City Community Park, a place that holds great significance for the community is fitting. The park serves as a space for families to create memories, as well as a place for remembrance, as well as a reflection. The Walker and Rosie Bryan Memorial Fun Park will include a pump track, as well as additional park upgrades. Although this will be built in the community park, families from all surrounding communities are certainly welcome to make memories there. Initially, the construction is the pump track, had a fundraising goal of $200,000 with another $100,000 for park equipment improvements and a walking path. It's to kick off the fundraising efforts. They're hosting this special event. This is the big kickoff event, again, at the KC Hall in Teutopolis. And for more information, you can go to Walker and Rosie Bryan on Memorial Park on Facebook. So, ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful event. 4 p.m. on Saturday afternoon in Teutopolis at the KFC Hall. What else going on, ladies and gentlemen, on this beautiful Friday, now March 28th? How about, I don't know exactly how much you want to celebrate this particular one. On March 28th, National Triglycerides Day shines a spotlight on one of the key factors to a healthy lifestyle. The observance serves as a reminder to patients as well as practitioners to know about the hidden risks of triglycerides. Learn your numbers and take steps to bring them to healthy levels. High levels of triglycerides in your blood can be a risk factor for heart disease. It's different from cholesterol. See, now that's what I always thought the triglycerides were one of the three numbers there. When you add them together to get your cholesterol. I believe that is what it is. But, well, there you say. What are triglycerides? They serve different purposes. While triglycerides store unused calories and give the body energy, cholesterol builds cells and some hormones. Monitoring triglycerides is important for heart health. And if you're not monitoring them, high triglycerides can be a sign of diabetes, prediabetes, maybe metabolic syndrome, hypothyroidism, or maybe some rare genetic stuff. So there you see again, another way keeping you informed here on Wabash Catch TV. I'm always willing to help out. Not only talking about high triglycerides, let's talk about something else that might give you high triglycerides. Ladies and gentlemen, this is National Black Forest Cake Day as well. That's the English name for the German dessert Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte, meaning Black Forest cherry torte. Most often, bakers layer several sheets of chocolate cake with whipped cream and cherries between each layer to make Black Forest cake. Then they decorate the cake with whipped cream, maraschino cherries, and chocolate shavings. Some traditional recipes call for sour cherries to be used. There's the layering you see between the sour cherries between the layers, and a Kirschwasser, a clear liquor distilled from tart cherries, to be added to the cake. In the United States, however, bakers usually don't use the alcohol. However, in Germany, it is mandatory to have the alcohol in as an ingredient. The cake is named after the specialty liquor from the region of the Black Forest mountain range in southwestern Germany. Beyond the history of the cake, bakers and pastry chefs create elegant displays when baking Black Forest cake. How does it get its name? Well, you would think the Black Forest Germany has something to do with the name, and that's not quite correct. It's close. It's for the cherries. It's the cherries from the Black Forest region. Have you ever been to the Black Forest region of Germany? It's near Munich. I've been down there. The Black Forest is beautiful. I mean, gigantic trees. It's not quite as big as you get out in California, of course, but large trees, and it's just a beautiful area. A very nice place if you have time, or if you have the intention to visit. Very nice. Speaking of Black Forest, how about another plant we can appreciate today? Again, I don't know if I want to appreciate this one either. March 28th is National Weed Appreciation Day. This each year reminds folks that some weeds are beneficial to us and our ecosystem. Humans have used weeds for food and as herbs for much of recorded history. Some are edible and nutritious, while others also have medicinal value. Do you remember as a small child the fun you had with a dandelion, where those bright yellow flowers do serve a purpose? Dandelions are a food source for insects and some birds. Humans eat young dandelion leaves and enjoy tea and wine made from them, and the Native Americans used dandelions to treat specific ailments. Nutritionally, dandelions contain a source of vitamin A and C, calcium, iron, and fiber. There's purslane. I guess purslane is the picture up there at the top. Purslane, low in calories. Have you gone out and eaten those weeds? Those weeds come out in every yard. I mean, I would almost call those crabgrass, but those are actually called purslane, high in omega fatty acids. Go out and eat your weeds. I don't know whenever you're mowing, if you want to do that. Here's the frequently asked questions. I'm confused. Are weeds bad or good? A weed is basically any plant that grows where it's not wanted. For example, if your vegetable garden is overrun with lamb's quarter, it might be stealing nutrients from your tomatoes and onions. This prolific plant was once used to make lettuce salads, or cooked and used as a replacement for spinach. Still can be, but it's known more as a nuisance in the gardening world. How about that? Many other weeds have gained this reputation. And if you want to find out what weeds are, there are some weeds that you don't want to eat. Go to the Federal Noxious Weed List maintained by the USDA. It'll tell you what to avoid. Personally, I just avoid them all. What do you want to see on sports? What's on TV today? High school baseball. We have two games for you this evening. First, over in Kinmundy, it'll be Christ Our Rock Lutheran playing South Central. That'll be on Wabash Catch TV, channel 99, as well as on Facebook and YouTube. Also at 4:30, this one I'll be attending. It is the Fleeter Bowl. Teutopolis at Fairfield, Wabash Catch TV channel 100, as well as Facebook and YouTube. Chris Fleener for Fairfield versus Justin Fleener for Teutopolis. That's going to be fun. That's going to be a good time. All those making sure that the rains stay away on Thursday. Or on Friday, pardon me. Major League Baseball on Friday. Cardinals are off. White Sox are off. How about the Cubs, though? They're out in Arizona. They'll take on the Diamondbacks. Jameson Taillon versus Merrill Kelly. That's on Marquee, channel 367, 8:40 tonight. Also, NHL hockey tonight. Vegas Golden Knights are at the Blackhawks. That's at 7:30. That's on CSN, channel 353. Oh, by the way, Marquee is channel 367. And finally, we're going to talk about it here in a minute. NCAA basketball going on tonight. It's the Sweet 16, night 2 of the Sweet 16. Opens with the Ole Miss Rebels versus Michigan State. That's at 6:09. Kentucky is playing Tennessee at 6:39. That's on TBS, channel 272. The others on CBS. Also on CBS, Michigan is at Auburn. That's at 8:39. And finally at 9:09, Purdue versus Houston. All that, we're going to talk about that right now. Coming up on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. You, please, stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hello, folks. Bruce Dickey here with Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you also for tuning into Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. You can find it here daily at 9 a.m. and at 1 p.m. Talk about all kinds of different subjects. People, interesting folks in the community, community events coming up, just all kinds of stuff that will matter to you. Appreciate you tuning in. Thanks a lot. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
My grandfather, Carol Rush, opened Rush Appliance in October of 1949. This is Sean Rush, and I am driven by the same determination and commitment to quality that set us on the road to success. A lot has changed in the appliance industry since 1949, but at Rush Appliance, we're doing everything we can to remain trusted, strong, and competitive. We are extremely proud of our roots, and we look forward to providing you with quality and service at Rush Appliance and Furniture Company in downtown Fairfield.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Hey folks, welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for tuning in today as this gorgeous March 28th. Can you believe it? It's already the end of the month. The month will end on March 31st on Monday evening. How about that? And the first quarter of 2025 ends then too. The first quarter of 2025 is already in the books, just about. It will be in about 100 hours, 96 hours or so. Not even that many, about 90 hours. So there you go, folks. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let's talk about the NCAA Tournament. How's your bracket doing? I'm about the middle of my bracket competition. Here's where the men's basketball tournament is, kind of giving you the wide open view. It's at Sweet 16 time. You've got the South region there, Auburn and Michigan, Ole Miss and Michigan State. You've got Florida, Maryland, Texas Tech, and Arkansas down in the West, and Midwest with Houston, Purdue, Kentucky, Tennessee, and the East, Duke, Arizona, BYU, and Alabama. Nobody in any bracket has lost a one. It was close. The UConn Huskies gave it a real run against Florida up there in the over there in the West region before falling at the end, and then the coach Danny Hurley, two-time tournament champion, and I think 1 or 2-time national coach of the year. He was kind of caught on camera informing the next teams playing that they might want to be wary of maybe some shenanigans. He thought there might have been some shenanigans that cost his team. I got to tell you, Danny Hurley can be a jerk, and he can be loud and effusive, but he's also pretty smart, and he's usually pretty right. And he might have been right in those instances on Saturday afternoon. But all that and $3 will get you a cup of coffee, maybe a small, I guess, at Starbucks or something like that. Here's a little closer look with the scores included as well, showing you the South and the East. Let's take a look. I tell you what, let's take a look at the let's see. Auburn is on Friday night. Duke is playing on Thursday night against Arizona. They're a pretty heavy favorite on Thursday night. Duke is of the teams still remaining, Duke is still the number one team left in most people's forecasts. Well, I mean, they're still also the betting favorite if you look here. Duke is plus 200 to win it all. So that means if you bet on Duke right now, you'd have to bet $200 to get paid back $300. And with 4 games to win, that seems like a crazy number. Same thing with Florida at 275. They still have 4 games to win. Houston at 450 and Auburn at 500. Makes sense with all those number ones still getting their due, and they are pretty highly placed above the rest of the betting fold. However, I got to tell you, at 20-1, Michigan State is not a bad deal. They are the number 2 in the South, and they'll be playing, well, let's see, where are they playing? Well, let's go back. They're playing Saturday or Friday night against Ole Miss, and if they win that, they get the winner of Auburn and Michigan. Michigan State is really highly regarded going into this, and I'm kind of surprised that 20-1 number is actually a pretty good number because with their coaching, they have shown how to get there. I'm kind of surprised that they're the same number as Texas Tech, but you never know. You got Texas Tech at 20-1, Maryland there at 40, Maryland, Arizona at both of them at 40. So that kind of gives you an idea whenever you're looking at Duke being 200-1. Or pardon me, 2-1 to 1-2 to win the 2-1 to win the tournament, and they still have to win 4 games against pretty good teams. You've got Duke playing against Arizona. Arizona's a good team. They just got through a mauling with Oregon. That was a fist fight all the way down to the end. Arizona played Akron, beat the tar out of them in the first game. Duke is the only team really in the tournament that has not had a tough game so far. And you look at it, you might also think about looking at it another way as well. Duke while they're the number one team in the country, they've only lost, 4 games on the season. They haven't had very many close games. They've had like 3 games within 5 points over the whole course of the season. So how do you know how they'll perform in a close situation? They've played in the ACC. ACC, admittedly, a kind of subpar conference where they only had 4 get into the tournament, and only 1 remaining from the ACC. And it's kind of, let me put it this way: I'm not putting money on Duke at 2-1. There's just too many games involved. I think there are better numbers throughout. Of those, I like Alabama at 17. I like I said, Michigan State at 20. Auburn is kind of getting short shrift because they stumbled a little bit down toward the end of the season. But then you look at how they made it to this point. They almost that Creighton win of 12 points is a little bit. It's not really indicative of how close that game was. Creighton led as late as like 4 or 5 minutes to go. And so Auburn did have their struggles. They'll play a Michigan squad that knocked off Texas A&M and knocked off UC San Diego. Michigan is game tested. And then again, you've got Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss might be a tougher game than Auburn because Ole Miss comes into that Michigan game. Nobody's thinking anything of Ole Miss. They are playing on house money right now. Ole Miss playing on house money. How about the other half of the bracket down on the bottom side? Florida and Maryland. Florida comes in off of that close win over UConn and the win over Norfolk State. And Maryland in with that was a tough win over. The only buzzer beater in the tournament was Maryland's win over Colorado State. The big man Queen driving down the left side. And did he travel? That was the thought of the national media, that he traveled. He didn't travel. That's not. You don't call that. I didn't think he traveled it anyway. But you certainly don't call a questionable traveling at the end of the game like that. So Maryland's going to take on last night, if you're watching this Thursday morning, Maryland and Florida, Texas Tech and Arkansas. Arkansas, the Cinderella of the party, as John Calipari bringing them in. They are the number, well, out of 16, then the number 13th pick in this fellow's rankings. And then on the other side, Houston. This is Friday night. Houston and Purdue, and Tennessee and Kentucky. Interesting thing about that Houston and Purdue game, that is by far the lowest over-under of the weekend. It is, I think, 133, the over-under for Houston and Purdue. If Purdue's guards come to play, if Braden Smith plays like he can, and they can take care of the basketball against Houston. Houston's got great guards too. They can take care of the basketball against Houston. That might be your first number 1 seed going down. If somebody asks me, say you ask me, Bruce, who do you think will be the first number 1 seed to go down? I don't think Duke loses on Friday. I don't think, or on Thursday. I don't think Auburn loses to Michigan. I think Auburn's good enough that'll be close. I think Florida could lose to Maryland on Thursday night. But if I was putting my money on somebody, if I had to bet on a number 1 to go down, I'd probably bet on Purdue to knock off Houston. All that leading to, there's the numbers for the championship coming up in about a week and a half. That is just good, clean fun right there, ladies and gentlemen. How's your bracket doing? I know a lot of people who still have a lot of teams. Hope yours is doing that well as well. Hope you've got a slew of Final Four teams remaining. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Let's come back. You want to talk American League? We got baseball coming up. We'll talk both leagues here, but next we'll talk about the American League. What do you say? You're watching Big Talk. Back in a sec. Stick around.
For service beyond the surface, call Carter Trucking in Fairfield. Carter's trucks are ready to haul your big freight and grain. So whatever you call Jeremy Carter, the Mucho Mulcho Man, the driveway doctor, the gravel guru, the pothole pirate, the rockin' redneck, the smooth operator, the mudhole master, or the happy hauler, just call him. 842-2022 to haul your big freight, grain, and more with trucks from Carter Trucking, Williamson Drive in Fairfield.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local hand-cooked tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
I'm Beth Cooper.
And I am Stacey Earlywine, and together we host By the Way with Beth and Stacey.
It airs Monday through Friday on Wabash Channel 100 at 11 a.m. and again at 3 p.m.
We love to follow Clay County history, and we've been venturing out too in other counties. We absolutely love history.
You can also find us on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is By the Way with Beth and Stacey, or like and follow us on Facebook.
I was a little bit fuzzy there for a second. Well, hello, folks. Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Let's talk a little bit about the American League. I got to tell you, I say it often. I probably say it during too many times whenever doing this show. This is my favorite time of year. I cannot tell you. Now, granted, I'll tell you that bowl season is my favorite time of year. I'll tell you that September is my favorite time of year because that's the start of college football. But the end of March and the first bit of April, opening day of baseball is for this old man is just it is a wonderful renewal. It's a renewal of just about everything that I hold dear because I love baseball. I'm of the generation that grew up with baseball as its number one sport, and it remains near and dear to my heart. Each year, that's the cool part about spring. I said renew. Each year you think you've got a chance to win the World Series. Here, even in the National League, which I'll get to in a little bit, you think you've got a chance to win the World Series, and then, of course, the Dodgers do. Dodgers are really good. But we'll get to them in just a little bit. Hey, you want us the World Series, everybody does have a chance. Everybody does. They have a wonderful chance to win the World Series. You want to see what Vegas thinks everybody's chances are? How about this? They think the Dodgers are 2.5 to 1. So if you bet $100 on the Dodgers, it'll pay you back $360. That's not bad. That's not bad. You bet $100 on the Dodgers, pay you back $360. That's okay. I am astonished that Vegas still thinks the Yankees are up there at 7 to 1 to win the World Series because their pitching is just torn apart. Their rookie of the year from last year, Benji Hill, is out for 2 months. Their stud duck ace of the staff, Garrett Cole, is out for the year. Folks are still betting the Yankees, I guess. That's just crazy to me. How about the Braves? Braves outstanding at 8.5 to 1. And I mean, these are actually pretty good numbers to win the World Series. I'm really kind of surprised that the Dodgers are 2.5 to 1, just a little over that. Phillies at 10 to 1. That's because you've got the behemoth Dodgers in the league. You don't get another American League team other than the Yankees until the Astros at 15, and then it's mainly, well, you get a few American leaguers in there, but it is a fascinating. It's a fascinating decisions that are a fascinating set of if you're betting on who's going to win the World Series. You got a fascinating opportunity there, and a lot of folks also like to bet the over-unders on where their teams are going to finish up. For instance, the over-under on those Dodgers is 104 games. Wow! Will you bet under 104 games? They've got a heck of a lineup. They've got a dandy lineup. How about the Yankees? Over under theirs is down to 88, I think. It's 88 games. So it's not really a loaded American League East, to put it mildly. How about the Cardinals? Cardinals over under, I think, is at 77 games. Cardinals have been under 500 3 years since 1996. Will this be 4? I hope not, but we'll get to all that in just a minute. Here's what the American League Division Series look like. Not the series, divisional matchups and to win the American League divisions. Yankees heavy favorites, pretty heavy favorites over the Red Sox and Orioles. And then you've got the Blue Jays and the Rays. By the way, I will give you all of our picks here directly, very shortly. American League West, they like the Rangers. Pretty close with the Mariners and the Astros. That's going to be a tight one. How about the American League Central? The Twins are a pick to repeat, but the Royals are 3 to 1 to win the division. The Guardians at 3 to 1. Detroit. They made the playoffs last year. The fascinating thing to me, even to win the Central, it's 150 to 1 for the White Sox. What was it for the World Series for the White Sox? They're being nice at 300 to 1. That's the other thing. 125 to 1 for the Cardinals to win the World Series. Where are the Cubs? Cubs are 25 to 1 to win the World Series. How about the American League itself? Yankees again, the favorite. Relatively heavy favorite. You got the Orioles and Astros tied up there. I'm really kind of surprised that the Yankees are getting that much love. I just am astonished by that. Let's take a look at some of the individual awards in the American League. How about the MVP? Nobody knows where to put Mike Trout. He's 20 to 1. That is those are probably the longest odds ever on Mike Trout to win the MVP. Bobby Witt Jr. is my pick. He's 4 to 1. And if you look at who the poll of sports writers, Bobby Witt Jr. is of 30 sports writers. Bobby Witt gets 18 votes. Compared to Aaron Judge, who gets 5 votes. So those numbers really not indicative of what this particular crew of sports writers was saying. How about Cy Young? Tarek Skubal won it last season out of nowhere, the Detroit Tigers pitcher. Everybody's looking for Garrett Crochet to knock him off this year. Garrett Crochet, he was what did he finish last year? 80% of the voters picked Garrett Crochet, had him. Let's see. Then the Skubal voters, let's see, the Tigers ace. Crochet, the big number. I'm kind of surprised by that. How about Rookie of the Year in the American League? I went with Cam Smith. I went with Cam Smith myself at 8 to 1. He just got called up by the Astros, and he's going to be a superstar. But he's also tremendously young. Depends if he breaks out. We'll see how that goes. But again, that's the American League. That's what the American League is looking at. I don't know. It's to me, it's wide up in the air. I just mentioned Cam Smith. Jackson Jobe is actually getting a lot of love, and I don't even see him on this list. He must have been there he is, 9-1. He's getting 14 picks for AL Rookie of the Year in that poll of 30 people. Christian Campbell is getting 6 votes in that, and he is over there on the top line. So might want to think about 9-1 Jackson Jobe. That's a possibility. It's really kind of a crapshoot picking Rookie of the Year, because they've got to, first of all, they've got to have playing time. They've got to have a spot on the roster. And usually you have to have a spot on the roster to start the year. We'll talk in the National League about how that does not always occur. I was really also kind of surprised here in the American League about Gunnar Henderson not being in the top line. Well, I guess at 800 he's tied with Yordan Alvarez, but Gunnar Henderson is the real deal for Baltimore. So that's all the American League. Let's take a look at the National League, and we've also got to take the points picks as well. I'll show you those here after these words, and we'll be back talking National League. Cubs, Cardinals in the National League. We kind of skipped over the White Sox. Do they have any hope at all? That's why we skipped over the White Sox, because they don't. Back after these. Stick around.
Fashion is our passion at Carnaby Square. We specialize in customer service and have since 1980. Our multi-generational boutique features your favorite on-trend to classic famous maker fashions, footwear, accessories, and a massive inventory of Brighton. So come, relax, explore, and elevate your look with us. Everyone is welcome, where we always wrap it, tag it, and bag it for free at Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Got me blurry again. Huh. Okay. Well, now back to normal. Welcome back, folks. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on this gorgeous Friday. It is our weekly Take the Points show. Lucas and Weeze and Jamie couldn't be here today, but I appreciate you are joining. Let me move that chair down. That kind of got moved here next to me. Appreciate you are tuning in today here for our weekly show. As let's talk National League. Now, I'm sorry if it seemed like I gave the American League short shrift. I don't pay nearly as much attention to the American League as I do the National League. I wonder why that is, huh? I don't know. Yeah, I'm a Cardinal fan, and so I pay attention to the Cubs, I pay attention to the Cardinals, and I pay attention to the rest of the National Leagues. I've also been in a fantasy baseball league for about 35 or 6 years now, so that I believe this is the 36th year of my same fantasy league, and so I do pay a little bit more attention to the National League. Who is going to win the National League? Well, I mentioned earlier how the Dodgers are the huge favorite. That is a phenomenally large number with 162 games to play and 2 playoff series that they'd have to win. That is a huge, that even win the National League. So if you give $100, if you bet $100, it'll only pay you back $235. If you want to bet the Braves, bet $100, and it'll pay you back $550. Even better for that for the Phillies at $6. Those are those. You see those 3 teams from the National League East up at the top there. That is a loaded division. I am really surprised the Cubs are at 12-1. It's because of I guess they like their starting pitching with Shota Imanaga. I'm surprised the Cubs are tied with the Padres. Padres probably down to 12-1 because they're in the same division with the behemoth Dodgers. And actually, I don't know if you can call them anything else other than a behemoth, because they went out and they bought whatever they wanted this year. They have the best lineup the money can buy, and they get capacity crowds every night. They've got the Japanese people coming in to pay gigantic dollars, and it's just amazing, the Dodgers. Here's what it looks like when you look at it by division. The Dodgers, look at that. You got to bet $670 to get $100 to win $100 on the Dodgers winning the West. How about that? I've never seen anything like that. I'm really kind of surprised the Cubs are at negative money. You've got to bet $115 to pay $100 back. So if you bet $115, it'll pay you $215. The Brewers at $325. The Cardinals, what a nightmare. What a nightmare going into the season, opening at 12-1 in the division, behind the Reds and the Pirates. That's a nightmare sscenario if you're a Cardinals fan. At least they're not like the Rockies, who are in a division with the Dodgers at 150-1. But 12-1 for the Cardinals to win the division is unheard of. The Marlins at 150-1 makes sense as well, because there are 3 really, really good teams at the top of that division. But I got to tell you, as a Cardinal fan, and I'm certain I'm speak for a lot of us, there are a lot of disgruntled Cardinal fans with a rotation going Sonny Gray, Eric Fetty, Miles Michaelis, Steven Matz. They're going 6 deep. Matthew Liberatore, and I'm missing one. It's just it's a fragrant rotation. Let's call it that, being nice. And and John Mozeliak, in his final year as club president and GM, and well, he's not actually nominally GM, but he basically acts as GM, unable to get anything done. Cardinals have money, they aren't spending it, and that's why the attendance is going to go down. But it's also the best day of the year tomorrow or Thursday in St. Louis. It'll be opening day Thursday in St. Louis, and it's the best day of the year. It is clearly and by far the single best day of the year. So let's like I said, the Cardinals are 12-1. The Braves are tight with the Mets and the Phillies. The Cubs, negative money to win the Central. Makes me ill. How about winning the National League MVP? Shohei went 50-50 last year, only playing on the batting side of the baseball diamond. He did not pitch. He was DH all year long. This year, he may pitch, and I got to tell you, if he stays healthy, that number is probably pretty good. Bet $100 to pay $225. That's not bad. You have Juan Soto moving into the National League moving back into the National League from the Yankees after a year, and you have Freddie Ortiz, Ellie De La Cruz. That is an interesting one. Ellie De La Cruz at 8-1. He is the Cincinnati Reds. Shortstop is a terrifically talented player. I got to tell you, if I was going to throw a little bit of juice at this, a little bit of money at this, I would almost consider 10-1 on Ellie De La Cruz. Pretty good. That's not a bad number, because he is going to, if the Reds, let's put it this way, if the Reds have a good year, and they have a new manager who's outstanding. Terry Francona is an outstanding manager. If the Reds can somehow put it together, they don't mind giving up 5, 6, 8 runs a game because they can hit. If they can put it together, watch out for the Reds in the National League Central. Reds are going to be solid. And Ellie De La Cruz, if the Reds are solid, Ellie De La Cruz would have a real shot at the MVP. The other sad thing here, you look down to see who's the first Cub on this list, and you got to get all the way down to Seiya Suzuki is the first Cub on this list. Then you think, where's the first Cardinal on the MVP list? I had to go all the way down to 100-1 to Mason Wynn to find the first Cardinal as a potential National League MVP. That, ladies and gentlemen, tells you a little bit about the Cardinals lineup. That's just, I don't want to talk about it. How about the Cy Young? How about the National League Cy Young? Paul Skeens, pretty much a prohibitive favorite here at 3-1 because he was the gigantic winner of the Rookie of the Year last year. But how about that Zach Wheeler? He's the one who wins the poll from the Athletic that I've been talking about. Zach Wheeler wins that poll for for Cy Young winner. And there's nothing really here that I think that I would feel comfortable about jumping on, other than asking you again, where is the first Cardinal on this list? All the way down at 50-1 this time. It is Sonny Gray behind even Shohei Ohtani, who's not even a full-time starter. All right, have I demonstrated my thoughts about it? How about Rookie of the Year? Did the Dodgers buy themselves another Rookie of the Year with Roki Sasaki? Possibly. He is the by far the number one pick for the Vegas as well as for the ones I've been watching. Who are we doing? Who are we picking in the Take the Points picks? Well, Weeze didn't get his picks in until I was about to go on the air, so sorry. I'm taking the Dodgers to win the championship. So is Jamie. And Lucas likes Boston to win the championship. I like seeing that. You've got AL champion Cleveland for Jamie. I've taken the Orioles to fly in and win it. And Lucas also taking Boston. He sees the Phillies knocking off the Dodgers in the National League. How about the Rookies of the Year and the Cy Youngs? Well, take those for what you want. Like I said, I'm taking Cam Smith. I'm taking Jordan Lawler to win the Rookie of the Year in the National League. I mentioned Terry Francona. I picked the Reds to win the Central. Jamie's got the Cardinals. You gotta like a homer. You gotta like a homer. So there it is, folks. Jamie's got the Cardinals winning the division. I've got the Reds, and so does Lucas. Hey, folks, thank you so much for tuning in today. Wabash Catch TV's Take the Points edition of Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Have a great weekend. We'll see y'all next time on Take the Points or on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. See you later.